Hello, Centerville Mustang families. Thanks so much for attending our back to school night. I'm Walt Lewis, the proud principal of Centerville Junior High School. I'm also the guy that you see in the carpool every single day. I really wanted to start this meeting by talking about our mission because that is really what drives everything we do here at Centerville. And our mission of our school is to ensure that each student holds the skills needed to strategically problem solve and is prepared to contribute and thrive in the 21st century workforce. Each student will demonstrate mastery of Common Core standards through ongoing, authentic, and varying assessments, and we will ensure this by means of real world application and through a multifaceted system of support. And I like to start with that because I really do think it shows what we really truly believe is important here at Centerville. So a couple of years ago when I started, actually 3 years ago now, when I started here at Centerville, one of the things I asked the staff and faculty is, why do we do what we do? And we actually came up with a why statement. And I want to share that because I think it's important to understand who our teachers really are through this why statement, our teachers and our entire faculty and staff. So our why statement was to empower students to become the best versions of themselves so that they reach their potential and become positive contributing members of society. And I think you can agree that's a wonderful goal that we have for each child that comes through Centerville. And I'm sure it's a very similar goal to what you want for your student here. So I'd like to start this presentation by thanking each of you for your support this year. I mean, we transitioned back to in-person learning. It's getting a little like a yo-yo, I know. But I asked each of you to work with us and provide grace and patience as we once again restructured the way we deliver instruction to our students. And you continue to exhibit that patience and grace as we continue to change our instruction based on COVID protocols. We all know that children's beliefs and feelings are deeply impacted by what we, the adults they trust, exhibit to them. Even though the school is experiencing a lot of changes, one of the things that's important is to be positive about these changes at home and help your child problem solve. It's the best way to help them succeed. So again, my sincerest thanks for your continued support. Now, although the start of this school year has been a challenge to our Mustang, it's been a joy to see each student on campus interacting with faculty, staff, and each other. And quite frankly, it's making lunch very noisy right now, and we are overjoyed at that. This year, our theme as a staff has been Mustang Success Under Construction. Besides the obvious reason for picking this theme, as it's very evident when you're here that we're physically under construction, we also wanted to focus on constructing the foundation on what it takes for our kids to be successful. Each of us realizes our students have never been on campus instruction here at Centerville, 7th and 8th graders alike. Now, we've been working hard at the beginning of the year to re-energize our Mustang school culture. So during homeroom time, right after lunch for that 25 minutes, teachers have utilized interactive getting to know you games. We've reviewed expectations. We've toured the school. We also used the time to have some fun with each other. The teachers have reviewed the HAB, our homework and assignment binder, and that's including school rules. And our assistant principal is going to be reviewing organization skills. And we also have a really fun escape room game planned for next week by Mr. Beggar. All of this to help our students transition back into in-person learning and to really learn to enjoy school again. We had quite a bit of anxiety restarting, but now we're back in full swing of the school year. And it's amazing to see students interacting during lunchtime, making new friends, playing sports and games together. We've always relied on a strong homeschool connection and truly value the powerful partnership between parents, teachers, staff members, and students. Each of us is a valuable member of the team to support the academic, social, emotional, and physical growth of all of our students. And only by working together can we build a strong foundation for each student to be successful. So I'd like to introduce a couple of people that are integral part of our team as we construct student success. To start with, I got the Centerville counseling team. They really rock. They should be viewed as an amazing resource for the social emotional health of our students. Our counselors are also amazing academic counseling resources as well. And here to speak on behalf of the counseling department are Rachel Guy, Rebecca Glaze, and Laura Shrink. Hey, counselors.
Good evening. Thank you so much, Mr. Lewis. Hello, families. We're so glad to see you. We're so glad to see your students in person. It's been so enjoyable and uplifting to be there every day with the kids. So I just wanted to share, I'm the 7th grade counselor. I'm full-time at Centerville every day, which is wonderful. And I wanted to share with you that American School Counselor Association has 3 domains, which are like our 3 essential standards in school counseling. We have social emotional support, academic support, and college and career support. So we'll do all 3 of those things with your students this year, as well as we have a tiered support in our school. Tier 1 means we're going to do our best to reach every single child in the school. Tier 2 is small groups of students who need some additional resources, and Tier 3 is one-on-one support for some of the students who need that. So I'm going to share a little bit about our academic and college and career supports at the Tier 1 level, and then I'm going to turn it over to one of our other counselors. So our academic and career supports are one of my favorite things that we do with the students. It's really fun, especially with the 7th and 8th graders, to start thinking about their futures and what they'd like to do when they grow up. We'll be in the classrooms this month, actually, in every math class. September 13th through 17th, we're going to be in every 8th grade math class, and we're going to be doing a 5-year plan with the students from right now until high school graduation, and helping them think about what they want to do and backwards mapping to make sure they're on track to make that happen. And then September 20th through 24th, we'll be in all of the 7th grade classes, and we do an online program called California Career Zone, which just helps them do some exploring and look at money choices, what things they want to acquire as adults, and how much money it costs to have those. And then it relates back to why education is important and why you want to keep working in school. We also are planning to do, every year we do a college and career parent night. We know that all of that college stuff is new to a lot of you, and that some of you have some really great resources. So we work together on that. And that is set for February 16th at 6 p.m. So please put that on your calendars. We would love to see you for college and career parent night. And now I'm going to turn it over to our full-time 8th grade counselor, Rachel Guy, who's going to talk to you about some of our social emotional supports.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Glaze. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you about our Tier 1 social emotional supports. So like Mrs. Glaze mentioned earlier, those are our supports that we want to reach all students with. So we do have some lunch activities. So for example, we just opened a game room. So at lunch, we have it open on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Students can come into room M4 and stop by, play games, eat lunch, meet new friends. We also run the Trading Post, the student store. So you hopefully have heard your student talk about Mustang bucks, and those are some rewards that teachers and staff can give out for positive behavior. And then on Fridays at lunch, students can come into the gym, and we have a whole bunch of prizes that students can come exchange those Mustang bucks for. We also run our Web Where Everyone Belongs Club, which is a club of our 8th grade leaders who signed up, who want to help make our school safe and accepting for all. And so our 8th grade web leaders put on some activities on the first day of school, and they will be helping us throughout the year to put on activities like we usually do a Halloween movie night and kindness month, and they help us with our social emotional classroom lessons that we will be doing later this year. We'll go and visit all of the classrooms for that. And then I also wanted to mention that we have SAVE, which we work with them to have SAVE come present in all of the classrooms, and they present lessons to help students learn about healthy relationships. And then I also just wanted to mention that we also run our school Instagram page, so feel free to follow us. It's at Centerville_Mustangs. And so now I'm going to pass it off to our transition counselor, Ms. Shrink.
Hello, Mustang family. My name is Laura Schrank, and I'm the transition counselor. What that means is that I work with the 8th graders and the 9th graders. So once they become part of the Husky family, I see them over at Washington High School, and I try to make the transition to high school as smooth as possible. Over at the high school, I run the Wellness Center, which is located in room 91. It's open before school, after school, and during lunch, and it has kind of the same components at Centerville. So we have like a game activity. So if they're used to going to game room, they can come over to Washington and be able to access that when they get here. I also run the Peer Resources Program at Washington High School, which allows the students to be mentored and have tours and really get set up at the high school when they get here in 9th grade. I'll be spending the first part of the week over at Washington High School and then the second part of the week over at Centerville to get to know the 8th graders so that I can make that transition as smooth as possible. All of the counselors at Centerville do one-on-one counseling and small group counseling. So those are the higher tiers where we're working with smaller groups, again, or one-on-one. The smaller groups might be for organization, academic study skills, self-confidence, making friends. Be all kinds of different things. And so we just really want you to know that we're here for your students. We support their social emotional growth as well as their academic growth. They're going to have a lot of support when they get over to Washington High School. My first ever original 8th graders are currently seniors. I get to see them still. So you really have a ton of support all the way through to getting that diploma. So I really look forward to meeting all of you and happy to welcome you to the Centerville family.
Thank you so much, counseling team. They are an amazing team, and they sure do provide a tremendous amount of support for every student. So thank you. Speaking of social and emotional health, we know that when students are involved, they do well in school. So we really encourage students to participate in clubs and other events. I know it's a little different now with our COVID protocols, but still we do have events students can participate in, and I sure would appreciate it if you'd encourage your child to participate, because students that participate have a tendency to enjoy school more. This week we are in elections for Associated Student Body Officers, and we'll soon have teachers hold in-class elections for our classroom representatives. And our Where Everybody Belongs leaders will continue to reach out to our 7th graders to help them navigate junior high school and sometimes provide lunchtime activities. Students can participate in clubs during lunch and after school if they so choose. In the past, we've had a debate club, social justice club, Gay Straight Alliance, Latinx club, African American club, and we have game room on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, as our counselors have mentioned, very popular place during lunch. In the past, we've had many special interest clubs started by students as well, everything from K-pop to anime to chess. Quite honestly, before I was a junior high school principal, I didn't know what some of those words meant, but now I'm an expert. And depending on student interest, expect these to start up again soon. So I want you to know that each day we start with a morning announcement with all of the information for students to be able to participate and know how to get involved. So they know every day they get an announcement that will tell them what's going on for the day. And sometimes it'll tell them what's going on for the rest of the week as well. We also love it when students show their Centerville spirit. A lot of kids are wearing their shirts and they're wearing their sweatshirts. To be honest, we can't keep that Centerville pride down. So again, when those events come around, please encourage your child to participate and encourage them to get involved. So one of our most important partnerships is between the Parent-Teacher-Student Association and the school. Now, as you know, PTAs and PTSAs are a group of dedicated individuals providing support to all Centerville students. I encourage each of you to join our PTSA and get involved with our school community. I've got to tell you that last year during our full distance learning model, our PTSA was amazing in their support. They really stepped up. They provided a lot of things that we would not have had to make that successful. Things like technology. We even got a portable backstop because of the construction. We got classroom supplies, specialized distance learning furniture. We even got books for the library, and after school contests of trivia on Zoom. And even they sponsored a cooking class via Zoom. So they were really involved. They are amazing. I highly recommend you join the PTSA, because the PTSA really is an organization supporting every student at Centerville. Here to speak on behalf of our PTSA is Stephanie Martinez, our PTSA president. Thank you, Stephanie. Take it away.
Hello, Mr. Lewis. Yes. Let me see, just 1 second. I'm rebuffering connection. All right, there we go. Yes, thank you for that introduction. As Mr. Lewis said, my name is Stephanie Martinez, and I am happily serving as the Centerville PTSA president this year. My husband and I have a 7th grader here at Centerville, and he's super excited to be back on campus and in the classroom, and we are just as excited to have him there. I know there's not a lot of time tonight, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I basically just want to take a moment to discuss Centerville PTSA and highlight some of the awesome things PTSA has done in the previous years and is hopeful to do in the future. Activities and events like the Welcome Back Dance, Teacher Appreciation Week, the Reflections Art Program, Maze Day support with ASB dances, the High School Scholarship Program, health and safety, 8th grade activities, and providing support through our Teacher Grants Program are just some of the things Centerville PTSA does. Although some of these events might not be possible this year, the PTSA Executive Board is working really hard to try and get creative and come up with some events and activities that are possible in our current situation and are most importantly safe. Of course, nothing PTSA does is possible without the help and support of parents and family members within the school's community. Parents are so important to a school's success, and getting involved in PTSA is a key way that parents can support our school. I encourage all moms, dads, grandparents, and other family and community members to get involved and be a voice for what matters at your child's school. You can do this by simply attending our bi-monthly association meetings and participating in important discussions, as well as voting on important matters. Any amount of support you can provide is greatly appreciated, whether it's attending a meeting or volunteering your time at an event when we're able to have them, or even a donation to all of the program and events Centerville PTSA sponsors. Your contribution means a lot to the PTSA, and we will put it to great use. There are many ways to become a member of the PTSA. You can join online by visiting jointotem.com. That's totem as in TOTEM. So that's jointotem.com, and searching for Centerville Junior High PTSA in the search bar. I believe an email will be going out soon with the link, so you can be on the lookout for that. Or you can stop by the office and pick up a membership form and drop off a check or cash. Our memberships are $10 a piece. The link to join online is also on that form. So if you pick up the form, you should be able to find the link there. There's a lot of ways to join, and they're all very easy. I'm also happy to answer any questions either in person, or if you see me around school, you can feel free to approach me, say hi, ask me anything, and I will try to get you some answers. Or you can email me at centervilleptsa@gmail.com. With that said, you can also reach us out on Facebook and our website. And I encourage you to come to our first association meeting of the year, which is coming up on September 29th at 6:30 p.m. More info will be sent out as the date approaches. Again, I'm always happy to answer any questions, and thank you for allowing me to speak tonight.
Thank you so much. Again, I can't talk enough about our PTSA. They are amazing and have been a wonderful support. And talking about amazing and a wonderful support, I get the honor of introducing our assistant principal, Miss Meryl Grimmer. Hello, Miss Grimmer.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mustang community. I am Meryl Grimmer, and this is my second year as a vice principal at Centerville, but it's my 10th year on site. So I'm really excited about my new role and still to be part of the Centerville community. So there are a couple of topics I wanted to touch base with you about. And if you've come anywhere near our school, you know that we are under major construction. We are converting to a middle school, hopefully opening the year 2023. So parking and drop off and pickup, as you can see, it is a major problem due to a third of our campus converting and being torn down, including our parking lot and our drop off and pickup loop. So a couple of reminders, just to please remain in your vehicle when you're dropping off or picking up. It's very dangerous to be parking and backing out and pulling in. We have already had a couple of accidents this year, so please just come through the loop and do not park and do not get out of your vehicle. Also, use extreme caution. We've been very vigilant asking students to please stay on the sidewalk. We do not want students walking through the parking lot. People are not paying attention, and there's many cars going many directions, and we just wouldn't hate for anybody to be injured. We also have a rear entrance at the back of the school. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Off of Sutton Loop, the gate is open every morning and every afternoon. So if you would like to avoid the big mess on Fremont Boulevard, you can drop off or pick up in the rear of the school. Just please be mindful of the residential driveways. And then also, we have a dry cleaner next door. So I know parents have been parking in that parking lot, but we would like to be a friendly neighbor and not use their parking lot as a pickup or drop off point. And lastly, if you've noticed, if you come through a little bit later in the afternoon, it actually clears out of there pretty quickly. So instead of waiting in that long line on Fremont Boulevard and losing patience, you can gain patience by waiting maybe 10 minutes after the bell rings and picking up at that time, and you can whiz right into the loop and your student will be there waiting for you. Another item I'd like to talk about quickly tonight is COVID. We have strict COVID guidelines in place. We're asking students to please use hand sanitizer, wash frequently. There is no social distancing requirements at this time, but we are trying to keep kids separated as much as possible. Please send students with water bottles. We do have a fill station, 3 on campus. And if your student is exhibiting any sort of symptom at all, there's a list on the flow chart on FUSD website. We are asking the student to isolate and calling the parent to pick them up immediately. Sadly, due to COVID, we are really trying to utilize Zoom and Google Hangout and phone calls to meet with teachers, staffs, and office members. And also at this time, we cannot have parent volunteers on campus. Sadly, too, we're very limited with after school activities. As we know, there's been an upswing with COVID Delta variant. And currently at this time, all field trips are not allowed. As you know, too, everything is changing. So this is what is in place right now. I am not sure what the future may hold. Hopefully things slow down with COVID and we can have more activities and field trips. Once again, I'm Meryl Grimmer. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy that the students are on site. I am here to support you and your family, provide a safe, healthy learning environment. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me at any time. Back to you all.
Thanks so much, Ms. Grimmer. That was a wonderful recap of some of the reminders, so I really appreciate it. So listen, over the past 18 months, the staff and faculty, they've constantly had to reinvent the way we operate schools and how we teach kids, quite frankly. And it's all been in a relatively short time frame. This has been a great deal of effort, not only on the part of teachers, but on all of our staff. I want to take a moment to not only thank our teachers, but also to thank our instructional assistants, custodial staff, campus supervisor, child nutrition staff, instructional assistants, again, they are that important, and front office staff. I assure you, each of us is learning new things every day about safety protocols and technology. It changes often. Sometimes it doesn't feel like we are trying to build a barn without proper plans, but the Mustang faculty staff are amazingly flexible and are here to serve students and families to the best of their ability. We also want to applaud our families and students for their patience and grace as we continue to change and grow. As we move through the school year, there are many things I'm concerned about for our Mustang students. Learning loss, social emotional health, and also how we're going to relearn to be in-person learning. But there are several things I know to be true. Our teachers are constantly reviewing practices to help ensure students are able to learn and grow. I'm always popping into classes and I'm amazed at how creative our teachers have been and how quickly they've been able to develop caring and compassionate communities in such a short time since we started school. Our parent community has always supported not only their children, but the greater Centerville community as well. Mostly, I have faith that our students are flexible, responsible, and inventive. We're all learning new life lessons right now. Our students in the past year have had to learn resilience, self-management skills, and how to take charge of their own learning, and they've done amazing things. I'm so proud of each and every one of our Mustangs and so happy to see them every day. Now, before we head off to our back to school night classes, a few announcements before we go. You should have received emails with links to each of your presentations. Although we would love to keep the chat open and the unmute button off in each of the sessions, because of the limited time, these sessions cannot be as interactive as we've had in the past. My apologies for that, but it's, virtually it's a much different environment. If you should have a question, feel free to reach out to the teacher through email or a phone call. We really want to thank you for your understanding in this. And finally, David Allan Coe has written, "It's not the beauty of a building you should look at, it's the construction of the foundation that will stand the test of time." At the beginning of the year here on campus, we're focusing on reestablishing a strong foundation for each student. Lily Tomlin also reminds us, the road to success is always under construction. Our students are excited to be back, and I'm confident they will each continue to grow towards success. We welcome you, each of you, as a Centerville Mustang. Thanks so much for your support and encouragement, and have a really great evening this evening. I hope it's really enlightening about how you can support your child at Centerville. Thank you so much.